made against him offensively. So we should wait to see what happens here in the second half as McDonald will on his feet to the 30, 35, puts his head down, punches forward to the 42-yard line. Jeremy McDonald.
Boy, he glides when he hits the flanks of the field. Jeremy McDonald, they're trying to get him involved in the offense. And the second half would probably be a great time to do that. It wouldn't surprise me if they hit a home run with him as the game goes on. But great field position, Rob, to start off at the 43.
Let's see if Hopkins, as promised, gets more carries in the second half. Hopkins is in the game. Golson's going to keep it himself. It was in Hopkins' breadbasket, and Golson said, I'll take that instead.
Probably a good decision. Hopkins, 11 carries already in the first half, 54 yards. He's been the busiest player. They gave him about a 3-yard pickup, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. That's the kind of situation where you won't be surprised if they run or they pass. Just the kind of play for Reed in the read option.
Hopkins.
I think there was a fumble.
There is a fumble. Let's see if the Lions are able to fall on top of it.
I
Near
thought.
Midfield, Hopkins had.
Yeah, I think Howard Payne, and they do have it.
Have recovered the football near midfield. A huge, huge break for Howard Payne as the Lions were beginning to sustain drive already near midfield. Hopkins coughs it up and gives the ball back over to HPU.
With a chance to add on to that 10-point lead, the Lions surrendered it, putting the ball on the rug, just like they did last week when they had the ball in similar situation. And this one was with one of the running backs, Hopkins, coughing the ball up. Anyway, here's Howard Payne starting off on their 46-yard line. And it looks like the quarterback is back in the game, and he fumbled. And it looks like Howard Payne has got it back again. T.J. Johnson was frustrated because it looks like he was certain the Lions were going to recover the ball. That's going to end up being about a 2-yard gain. And they're back to that no huddle. Second and just call it 11. And Young is back in there, number 8. He hands it off to Dove, and he looks like he's got a first down. And Moore, quick hitter, right up the middle. Nice block by the guard. They've got a first down. A week ago when the Lions, both of the fumbles that they had were cashed into touchdowns, one of them on a drive from about midfield, the other after a fumble inside the 5 led to a pretty easy touchdown. Here goes Young rolling out to his right.
And nearly
Right through
picked off a lot of lines in the vicinity, Mark, and thankfully for HPU, that ball did not land in the hands of a purple jerseyed player.
Yeah, it just happened to go to their best receiver, Colby Micah, 6'2", 180 out of Flatonia. I'm going to tell you about Flatonia.
Tell me about
Rob.
Flatonia. Is this Texas? Are we in Texas? Here's a short screenplay, pass complete down near the 32-yard line. That is Kevin Dominique.
Receiver was number 12. I was told they pronounce that Domain. A little different pronunciation, I know.
Doesn't look like Domain.
Well,
Make a note.
The way they pronounce it in Brownwood.
Domain.
They're looking for the signal from the sideline.
3rd and 4 now. Here's Young in the pocket, rolls out right, cuts back, pass incomplete, and who else?
Jeremiah Mott. There's a late flag coming in. 2 flags are on the field. One of them was thrown somewhere near Gun Barrel City.
Is that anywhere near Flatonia?
No, not exactly. Flatonia is down between San Antonio and Houston. While they're talking it over, Flatonia has a lot of Germans and Eastern Europeans who've settled there. Every year they have a Czech festival just for people who like chili. I think I'd like to go to that, Rob.
Czech chili.
Yes, Czech chili. That is the home of the Flatonia Bulldogs. And if you want to ask me how I know that, Wikipedia told me that.
So when you're having the chili kickoff, you say, check out my Czech chili.
Exactly.
It's chillin'.
Exactly. So the settlers, the German and the Czechoslovakians, you've heard of Tex-Mex. This is Czech-Mex is what it is. Exactly.
I've lost it on the air, folks. I apologize. Mark has sent me packing.
Well,
That's
I think I could go for some of that chili right now. You know, we're trying to add a little culture here to the broadcast, Rob.
JD's telling me there's some things, Mark, that white folks just shouldn't say.
I'm not even going to go there. I think I already did. Well, they've tried to sort things out, and the Lions are backing up. It looks like a personal unsportsmanlike penalty, or were there two? They've moved it all the way down to the 21. They're already knocking on the door to cash in on that turnover. We've got to put a stop to letting teams take advantage, parlaying our miscues into points.
First offensive possession off a fumble for the Yellow Jackets, and they are in scoring position now, down past the 20.
Backup quarterback is in again.
It's Alvarado, and the clock continues to run. Wasn't out of bounds. But, boy, a set of huge penalties and a fumble just like that, and the Lions are back up to that bend, don't break defense.
That play made by Trevor Van Kempen. He made the tackle right over by the sideline, the sophomore linebacker out of Nevada.
He looks left, now throws right. Got a man in the end zone. Nice man-to-man coverage.
That was Mo Mansour.
Mo Mansour, who's playing safety, or who's playing cornerback today, moving from strong safety.
The intended receiver over there, number 6, Tristan Fuentes, the senior out of Burleson.
Here's Young on 3rd and 8. He sends 4 receivers out over the middle. Pass complete at the 5, and a fumble on the play, and the Lions say they have it. We'll see if they're going to let the Yellow Jackets maintain possession. A nice possession catch right in traffic at the 5-yard line.
Defensive back went up to try to make a play on the ball. He took a swing at it, missed it. Big catch.
And now here comes a pass play, a screen, looking for daylight, and he walks in untouched. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. That is Cooper. Oh, check that out. That is Colby Micah on the 6.
He's the one who missed a play earlier. They got a good block on Kyle Flood, and the linebacker, the Lions were caught betwixt and between, had 3 guys out there. It looked like nobody could make the stop.
So the Yellow Jackets fire right back here.
Joshua Martinez, sophomore, 5'8", comes out to try to put on the PAT, point after touchdown kick.
And a low driving PAT is good. So with 11:36 left in the 3rd quarter, the lead's cut to 3 on a fumble plus 2 massive penalties, assisting the Yellow Jackets on their touchdown drive. And there you see Colby Micah with an easy score around the left side.
It's not like the turnover was in the Lions' territory. They had to drive over midfield, 54 yards, 9 plays, only took 2:16 to play because of the penalties, and the Lions have let the Jackets right back in the game.
We've called his name a lot. Colby Micah, very active in this ball game for the Yellow Jackets, looking to get their first win and just really their second win in would be 19 games.
Deep for the Lions, number 1, Jeremy McDonald, number 7, Trevor McKinley. They're both around the 5-yard line.
So if you're offensive coach Frank Tristan, Mark, do you just keep on the ground, or do you try to air it out and try to open this thing up and get a quick strike maybe to McDonald or McKinley? What do you do here?
Well, fans would like to see him open it up.
Sure.
A lot of times when a game gets close, coaches will start to call things more conservatively.
Here's McDonald with daylight out near the 40, still on his feet, out to the 45-yard line, finally dragged out of bounds by Gage Smith, but a huge return.
A moment ago, he ran the second half kickoff out to the 43. Here he is at the 45. Great run back, some very good blocks, and McDonald just glides running up the field.
He just looks so smooth when he runs, and he sees blocks ahead, and he's just waiting for them, and he cuts back at the right moment. Cut
Here
that
he
ball down
comes.
to 10. Right there, he eludes 3 or 4 more tacklers, and then still on his feet, and just dragged down finally. So here we are, 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line, 11:26 left. Here's Golson on the keeper. Around the left side, he's got blockers, puts his head down, pass near midfield.
Benique Benton and Paul Selski, number 71, out there in front. You know, Golson started off the season banged up a little bit, but he's showing no effects at all of that.
Well, I saw 4 to 5, maybe 6 quarterbacks warming up in pregame, led, of course, by Josh Harris, who's number 2, but there were plenty of arms out there, and they all looked really good. But Reed Golson is the man. Here's a pitch over to Benique Benton around the right side, and he runs smack into number 18 for Howard Payne. Maurice Young from Channelview, Texas, sends Benique back.
Again, our wide
3-yard loss.
receivers are not helping each other out. Some very weak blocks out on the edge. McDonald was trying to get his man and led him right back into Benton.
Yeah, it was James Hopkins actually missed that blocking assignment against Young, and Benique had nowhere to go. Now 3rd and 7. Now definite passing situation. Look for McDonald. Still his number 1 target. Golson in trouble. Steps. Now he might keep it. He does keep it. Hurdles over a defender. Not sure he got the first down, but impressive regardless. Hurdles over Johnny Morrow. Or check that, Victor Gonzalez.
Here's a
Look at
replay
this.
of it.
Sign him up for the 110-meter hurdles. Look at number 7 now coming into your frame. Whoop.
We have a
And
track team. He needs to look at the high jump.
Still 2 yards short, and that'll bring out the punting unit. If it's going to be Stewart again.
We could use a good one.
Right-footed kicker, end-over-end kick. Lands to the 15 and dribbles down to the 9-yard line.
36-yard punt.
They'll be pinned deep in their own territory, trailing just by 3.
You know, that's 2 drives to start the 3rd quarter, 1 at the 43, this one at the 45, both times 3 and out.
We saw that 12 times last week against Bethany College. Well, essentially 12 times. They averaged 3.4 plays a drive, their last 12 drives. So, yeah, essentially we saw a lot of this last week, and we do not want to see more of this. This is a tight game, and Jackets aren't going to go anywhere. They are very much alive, trying to win their 2nd game in 19 attempts here in Waxahachie. Both teams 0-1 in the season, really hungry for win number 1. So here come the Jackets, led by freshman quarterback Richard Young. Handoff up the middle. That's going to be Dove again. Darren Dove from Ennis, just up the road down 287 a few miles.
First half, he had 10 carries, 59 yards, almost 6 yards a pop. His longest run was 18. Here he goes again.
It's another one, and it is Snyder, the older brother, Dalton Snyder. in on that tackle. And no huddle offense for HPU. Speaking of, well, after this play, we'll give you some tackle stats from the half. As it's another run up the middle for a minimal gain. You've got the two brothers having a friendly competition. You've got Dylan with 4 tackles at halftime, Dalton with 3, although SAGU led by 3 players with 5, Caston, Evers, and Mott. But those brothers having a little friendly sibling rivalry, perhaps. Who can get the most tackles? Here comes Young now, back to pass, over the middle. Nice defensive play by
Van Kempen.
Van Kempen just undercut the receiver. A gain of 4, maybe 3 will bring up 3rd and 7.
Previous play, it was Zach Jackson playing at nose tackle, making the stop. 3rd and long.
Jeremy Masterson down the bottom of your screen, big tight end. And looks like the defense may have been offsides. Young airs it up down the middle. He's got a man. And nearly picked off.
It is
picked off. He did maintain possession, and we just called his name, and here he is on cue. Dylan Snyder now with the pick. Looked like.
No, now they're waving it off.
Now they're saying it may be an incomplete pass. It looked like the football hit the ground. That's why I initially called it incomplete. Here it is again, and there it is. It is going to be an incomplete pass. But these old eyes didn't fail me this time. What do you know? But still, a great defensive play by Snyder to cut off the passing route
and
at the point of reception. And now Snyder begging the crowd to get on their feet on a big 4th and 7, although they are going to punt. Snyder is fired up. He wants to block it. He's coming around the outside. Here comes the pressure, and it's a terrible kick.
Straight up in the air.
And it's out of bounds, nearly hits the water boy on the sidelines and right near midfield. And credit Snyder for a great defensive play. Wanted to catch the ball for a pick 6. Thought he had it, but went right through his hands. But even though that happened, the Lions will get the ball back in great field position.
Oh, we're right at midfield here at Stuart B. Lumpkin Stadium. You see the giant W there. The Waxahachie Indians had a big win last night. Here we are, 1st and 10, another great field position start in the 3rd quarter.
It's going to be Troy Griffin and a fumble. It's anyone's ball, and the Jackets have easily picked up that fumble. They'll get the ball right back at their own 40-yard line. I believe that was Griffin who coughed it up.
He coughed it up on the last play as well. And they've got it back. The turnover bug bites again. Griffin is helped off the field.
Griffin is definitely being helped off the field. Looks like one of his calves is cramped up. Here it is again. The point of contact and just stripped. And that, for a moment there, Caleb Shelley had possession of that football and was running with it. And then he lost it.
I'd like to see Shelley with the ball there again.
All apologies to Griffin, although he did fumble it. Then Shelley fumbled it.
That's a clean fumble. Yeah, Shelley got it.
Boy, credit the HPU defense on just stripping the ball twice in about 1 second from 2 different players. Now here's Young. He's going to go deep. He's got a man. Overthrows him by 5 yards. That was 6 right there. Big missed opportunity for the Jackets.
He's being covered by Flood. He beat Flood. He's looking for coverage.
It was Colby Micka again.
And the man coming over was Snyder. He was late getting there, and that was 6 points laid up that the Jackets missed.
That's a throw that a freshman won't make next year. That's purely a timing pattern. Now here's a pitch back around the outside to the left side of the field up to the 47-yard line. It'll bring up about 3rd and 4. Yeah, that's a throw that as a freshman, you probably make that a senior is going to hit his man in stride. And it was just purely a timing pattern. His man was wide open. That's one of those practice throws. You got to hit that man.
One thing you're seeing from the Jackets, they've opened their offense up. They've had runs from receivers, long passes.
Short pass, incomplete.
That was 3rd down.
And
to bring about a 4th and 5.
Pass intended for number 12 on the play, Kevin Domingue. I got his name right this time. Where's my cookie, Mark? I got a name right.
Yeah, I think I got one for
Thank
you
you.
right over here. They changed their mind. It looked like they were going to go for it. Now they're going to punt. And the Lions dodged a bullet there.
Absolutely.
That's the first time we've had a turnover where we didn't give up a touchdown. Now it's Trevor McKinley back deep.
He's dangerous. 6:47 left, and a high snap. And incomplete to Victor Gonzalez, and that looked like that may have been a design play. Mark, could you tell?
No, I didn't think it was a design
play. It was just
play.
a desperation play.
The way they were looking, every punting team has a call on that if it's a bad snap or it's going to get blocked, everyone knows to look.
There's a flag in the field, Mark. That's exactly right. A flag was thrown. We'll see if it's against the Lions. It was 4th and 5, so it might give the Yellow Jackets a first down.
And it does. It might have been defensive holding. Maybe if we see the play again, the receiver was open. Jeremiah Mott was covering him. He just went from almost blocking the ball, getting great field position. Here it is again. No,
I didn't see
we
any
didn't see
infraction,
anything there.
We're back to live action. Here comes Young. He rolls right, stops, eludes one defender, pass complete at the 42-yard line, 38-yard line, down to the 35-yard line.
And Kempen missed his man, and Mansoray came over and made the stop.
That's Jeremy Masterson on the catch for HPU. And no huddle offense. Here comes Young again in the shotgun. 6:29 left in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets on the march, and here's more of Zarin Dove, and he scrambles forward for a gain of 2.
That tight end Masterson, 250 pounds.
I don't want any piece of that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know what? You're open. I'll let you catch that one. I don't want to.
Out of your way.
Don't want to have to try to stop you.
Young again. He's got 4 receivers. Looks left, throws left. Is there a flag? No flag on the play. It looked like the defender may have held up number 80 up in the air, Colby, Micah, but no flag. Brings up 2nd and 6.
That was Kyle Flood. You know, the season started, and Flood.
And there is a flag on the play, but I don't think it's going to be. It's at the far end of the field. It's not going to be pass interference.
Could be a defensive holding.
It's going to be something like that. It's near the line of scrimmage. We'll wait and see what the call is, but.
Ineligible receiver downfield, it looks like.
Offsetting penalties. So scratch both of those away. We'll just play another down.
Goes back to 2nd down. You know, when the season started, Kyle Flood was not on the first string, several spots down on the rung, and with some injuries and other issues, he has been pressed into the lineup and getting quite a bit of time as a freshman.
Scrappy player.
Number 32.
Hails from Grand Prairie, went to South GP, as they say in the DFW area. South Grand Prairie High School.
Go Warriors. And he hasn't backed down from any action.
Here's a pitch around the outside, looking for daylight, down to 30, 25, down to near the 20, still on his feet.
Looks like Kendall Evers finally put an end to that, but the Jackets were definitely quicker than our defense then.
Is that Aston Murray?
Number 10.
Aston.
He got to the edge quicker than Umfenauer.
Cut back and nice.
2 guys knocked each other off.
Now here's a run up the middle. Fullback rumbles forward inside the 15-yard line.
Eastwood is in there. Here they are, ready to go again.
Just like that. Now there's a whistle. And timeout. Lions, they weren't set, Mark, and credit the HPU pace of play, if you will, for forcing the Lions to burn a timeout. They still have 2 left, but that just put that kind of in the back of your cap. That could be a factor later on. That's an unnecessary timeout. They know they're playing a no-huddle offense.
Well, we've made 2 straight turnovers, and this one here, they're trying to cash it in. The Lions offense has been on the field just long enough to go 3 and out and then turn it over twice.
And be sure to catch us September 21st right here at SAGU.TV, 1 p.m. Central Time. The Haskell Indians in town to face your Lions.
That game will actually be up in Lawrence, Kansas.
Sorry, that is in Lawrence, Kansas.
That's where we're going to bring our first audio broadcast. Then the next week, Texas Lutheran. Lions go down to Seguin, I believe it is. That'll be a Saturday night game. If you recall last year when we lost that one, had a chance to
And here's the next,
late.
TV telecast. There it is, October 12th. The Langston Lions will be in town. That's a 2 p.m. kickoff. All the action here is SAGU.TV.
That's the first time Langston's come to Waxahachie, and seems like a decade, but it's probably been about 6 or 7 years. Defense needs to rise up here, Rob.
2nd and 2. Young from the shotgun, hands off to Dub. He's got the first down and more. Down now to the 7-yard line, and the Jackets are going to stay in that hurry-up offense. They want to punch a score in and punch it in right now. Young, bad snap, kicked, and just a muffed play. And thank goodness, if you're a Jackets fan, that Dove saw the whole thing unfold and just fell on the ball. That was a weird play.
We'll take that break. Dove comes up with it, and they still gain a yard out of it. 2nd and 9.
How'd that happen? From the shotgun again, Dove cuts back right, back up the middle, and stacked up for no gain. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9. Now, this is kind of a big play. If you hold here, you can limit the Jackets to a field goal attempt, which would tie the score up. If you punch it in, the momentum shifts back clearly to the Jackets. 3rd and 9, you got to believe they're going to pass on this play. I mean, of course you can run, but you've got to be thinking pass first. Let's see how many Coach Allen brings. Look, he's going to send 4 down linemen. Here comes 4. Pressure. Pass complete in the flats. Down to the 5-4. Touchdown, Jackets. And they retake the lead with 4:08 left in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the Lions are making it easy for them by coughing the ball up. That's another turnover that's turned into 6 points. The Jackets will say thank you very much. Thanks for the good field position. Touchdown. The Lions have lost that 17-7 lead. Shades of last week's 3rd quarter where the offense doesn't move, going 3 and out.
And that was Dove out of the backfield with the reception and the touchdown. Here's the PAT, and it is good. And the Jackets have retaken the lead again, 21-17. And this score closely resembles some of the other scores we've had the last 2 years. 21-15 2 years ago. 11 plays, 59 yards. And that drive just took 3 minutes and 17 seconds.
Well, the Lions entered this season knowing that they've got a good defense. The offense entered this season knowing that they've got all their offensive line back. They've got their skill position people back, 9 out of 11 players back. The offense, after halftime, not showing much. This is the time where they've got to come back and answer against a team that's giving up huge numbers, 44 points a game. They've gone 1-9 the past 2 seasons, and here they are taking the lead. And for Jacket fans, this probably looks a little similar to last week when they came out in the second half, scored 22 points after getting only 7 in the first half. They've got to be liking this. They're echoing what they did just a week ago.
A nice setup play, a screen play was designed for Dove the whole way. He had about 3 or 4 blockers and all kinds of daylight and easily scored. He's a nifty runner anyway. He's got a good vision, able to punch that through to give the Jackets the lead again. So familiar faces back to receive this kick at the 5. McKinley, Donald. Here come HPU now in the lead. Line drive kick. It's going to be corralled by McDonald, and McKinley says, "Don't even think about it."
Well, here they come, that seasoned offensive line, a Corrigan, number 67, Mitchell Grimes, 75. Paul Selski, 71. Darius Griffin is 78. And the center, Rogelio Adame, they have got to set the pace, giving Golson some time, and he really hasn't had much time on his passes today.
Couldn't agree more. Absolutely. I'm glad you give those guys some recognition on the air. They are a big part of this ball club. They need to give Greed Golson some time. A quick snap there and a handoff. I think it's to Hopkins. It is, and he rumbles forward for a gain of 2, maybe 3.
You know, we ran the ball very well in the second quarter. Had 176 yards at halftime running the ball. And the 2 turnovers, that takes the ball out of your hands and gives it to the other team. The offense is shooting themselves in the foot.
3:40 now left in the third quarter. Golson operates out of the shotgun, or the pistol, as some like to call it. And he's going to keep it himself. Puts his shoulder down. Gains 3, maybe 4 more yards. But he is a tough, hard-nosed quarterback. He's not afraid of a hit, Mr. Golson.
No,
he likes to hit.
You know, he looks a little like the guy on the front of the brawny paper towel thing. You know, he's got the flannel shirt, rolled up sleeves, and the beard. You know, you can just see him playing that role.
He's a moonlighter as a commercial talent for paper towels.
Jack Reacher. Okay, 3rd down and 2. Big play, Rob.
Big play, and who else? Hopkins, but he's upended, and he's going to be short of the first down. And Golson's asking, he's begging the sidelines, let's go for it on 4th down. And
no, they're not gonna. Not here.
You can't. I mean, you don't get it. You give the Yellow Jackets great field position. You're at the 34-yard line, and you have to
Golson,
punt.
Reed, 2-0 against Howard Payne, trying to cap his career with a 3rd win. 4 straight offensive possessions in the third quarter, not a single first down.
No first downs. No first downs. And we saw this last week. Second half adjustments made by the opposing team just seemed to just clamp down any offensive momentum. Now, nearly a block punt. Sales left. Caught. Fair catch near the 32-yard line. And you're right, 0 first downs the entire second half so far. We've burned off almost 13 minutes of play, and the Lions, you know, we talked about it in the pregame. You cannot keep punting the ball on 3 and out, expect to win a ball game. Eventually, the other team is going to find a way to score or kick some field goals, in this case, a touchdown, and you just can't count on 17 points being enough in this ball game. And right now, it's not enough.
Well, either we're not looking to get the ball to our playmakers or the other team's taking it away. We've got 2 really short passes to McDonald, and that was part of our pregame discussion, was to get the ball in his hands.
Lions send 3. Short pass hits the ground. A terrible throw by Young.
But I will say this, the ground was wide open. No one had it covered. And he threw it probably about 5 yards short
of his intended receiver there in that play is Joshua Kennedy, and Kennedy had no shot to catch that. It looked like it slipped out of Young's hands. 2nd and 10 now on their own 33-yard line. Here comes Young now checking back with the sideline, perhaps changing the play. Got 2 receivers high, 2 receivers low on your screen. Sends a man out wide. Short pass complete.
to Micah.
Micah's still on his feet.
And he's gone.
And he is gone, and no one's going to catch him. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Howard Payne, making it look easy.
You know what? Micah is their top receiver. They keep getting the ball to him. They're finding ways to get it to him. He uses a good block by his teammate, another receiver, doing something we're not, and breaks free, scores all the way from beyond midfield.
67 yards on the catch, most of it off the feet of Micah. He caught the ball about 10 yards and ran the last 57 in. He eluded a couple tacklers, and he was gone by the 35-yard line. It was over. And now your score is going to be 28-17 if this PAT is good. And now the Lions are going to have to change things up. They're going to have to throw the ball.
Well, when the offense goes out and turns it over and goes 3 and out twice, turns it over another time, That means the defense, like last week, is on the field play after play after play. They're going to get gassed, and you're seeing it happen again. They went 67 yards. It only took them 2 plays.
Look at this. He
They
catches
scored.
the ball at the 40. He's gone. By the 50, he's gone. No one's going to catch him. Although credit number 91, Gaston, the lineman, nearly caught him, but ran out of real estate.
Took them 17 seconds to score, and we've given up 21 points in 1 quarter. Not looking good so far, Rob.
Good right now.
And this is really not so much on the defense as it is on the offense.
This is the offense right now. They've got to start having some sustained drives. You cannot go 3 and out again. You've got to find a way to move the chains like they did in that first half of the first quarter.
And all 4 of those drives started with great field position.
Oh, Colby Micah from your town tonight, Flatonia. He's representing his hometown well tonight, having a great game. Already 2 touchdowns on the night. One that cut the lead to 3, and now he gives them an 11-point lead. His first touchdown reception coming at 11:36 in the third quarter. Then you had Dove with the TD reception, and then Micah back with his second catch of the night for 6.
3 weeks ago, our team went down to scrimmage Trinity and played a little more than a quarter. We got the only touchdown of that scrimmage on a pass from Josh Harris to Jeremy McDonald. Trinity didn't even score on us. But something has happened in the last few weeks, and the offense has struggled in 2.5 games. Correction, 1.5 games.
And it just seems like, as you see this play, although Golson's still on his feet now.
He's still
like
going.
That hustle, like that. That's all Reed Golson right there. The senior getting fired up on a busted play. Looked like a 3-yard loss, turns it into a 20-yard gain.
He rambled and rumbled, and he said, you know what, I'll guarantee you I'm not fumbling. He hasn't made any turnovers.
A 25-yard gain, 26-yard gain.
But we're now back to where we've been starting the last few drives. Come on, Lions.
I'd like to see him get that ball down the field in a nice post pattern to Vanique or McDonald. He's got to have more time to throw that football. Now you see HBU shifting to the right. And it's going to be handing off over the right tackle and dragged down for a gain of 1.
That was
it's Griffin. Is a Colton. Sorry, Colton for the Lions. Carvin Colton.
The Lions on that play went with 2 tight ends, usually an indication that you're going to run the ball. And maybe that's the way they feel like they're going to get back in the game. But this time they've got 3 wides at the top of the field.
Dylan Moore down low. Golson. Read option. He's going to keep it himself. He's got a first down and more 40 and stumbles in wide open territory, and he is really mad at himself. Could have gained at least another 10 yards. But
I think our statistician,
the Red Sea just opened up for him on that play.
They're giving the turf a tackle on that play. But they had 3 wides at the top of the play. Here it is again.
Play. And he just
on the 41-yard line
got ahead of himself,
getting an assist on the tackle. What was great about that play is they finally put McDonald up at the top, and he's up there again with McKinley, so they're making some adjustments.
Vinton in the slot. He's got the pitch. He's got the pitch. Cuts up forward to the 30, inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Nice play from Vanique Benton, the freshman from right here at Waxahachie High School. Takes the pitch on the inside, cuts up field.
In the third quarter alone, Howard Payne 4 drives for 197 yards.
Those are not numbers you want to hear if you're a Lions fan.
Oh, you can tell
at all.
They made a great adjustment, and, of course, the Lions have made the turnovers.
Here we go now. Reed back to pass. He's got a man open, missed him. Low, looking for Vanique Benton again on a little seam route.
You know, Benton was open, but if he had thrown it up any higher, I have a feeling it could have been batted away or picked off. But if he caught the ball, that's a touchdown. He had found a seam in the secondary. If the Lions can score on this possession and put themselves within 4 points, they've got a good chance here. in the second half. We've got the wind at our back.
3rd and 2, big play here. Golson's going to keep it himself, pulled it back out, and he is going to trip himself forward this time for the first down. That ball was in the hands of Griffin, and Griffin just said, okay, you can have it. He pulled it back. Again, Golson reading the linebackers, playing that read option wonderfully in that play, moves the chains forward for Southwestern. You see a lot of collegiate offenses trying this, even the NFL with the Eagles, and it's working to a much larger degree than it ever has before in the last year and a half of play here in college football. And Golson loves to run it. He'll continue to run it. New fresh set of downs. This time he hands it off wide open to Griffin.
And this time the junior holds on to the pigskin. Lions inside the 10-yard line. Rob, we're knocking at the door.
Here we go.
That was that quick hitter to Griffin. On the previous play when Golson got the first down, he got a good block out there by McDonald.
Griffin had a big run in the first half, a 57-yarder. Here's Golson now. He's going to give the ball to Griffin again, trying to shed a tackler, and he falls down near the 8-yard line. Call it a gain of 2.
Defender came through the line. I'm not even sure he was blocked at all.
They'll bring up 2nd down and 8. To try to avoid settling for a field goal here. You're down by 11. The clock beginning to become a factor. 13 minutes. You need at least 2 scores.
The Lions before have gone with fade patterns down in here or passes right over the middle.
Going to throw one to the right. Looking for receiver. Incomplete. That was looking for Moore. Dylan Moore is all alone on the island out there on the right side. 3 receivers for down left. And
he was wise to throw that one away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was covered like a blanket. 3rd and 8.
That's one of those plays where you looks like you're going to go where you've got 3 receivers, but the hot read was to go with Moore. And I have the feeling we're in 4-down territory,
Absolutely.
Rob.
Absolutely. I think you have to go for a touchdown here and hope your defense holds if you don't score. Big play here. 3rd down. Golson all day long to throw, now in trouble. Buys more time. Here's a flag. Free play. Tipped up in the air. And the defender was out of bounds. We'll wait to see what the flag is. It could be a hold. It's in the vicinity of a hold. It is a hold. It's against Southwestern. That'll be likely declined. It'll bring up 4th down and 8, which will give the Lions a decision to make. Like you said, do they go for it on 4th and 8 now? Or do they try to just settle for 3? They will put them to within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So technically it is it's 2 scores, a field goal and a touchdown version.
Well, they've declined
I'll tell you what.
And
love to see him go for it here. But
you see Dustin Fox, number 54, the long snapper, coming in.
And here comes Gish, number 28.
So if we can cash in this field goal from about 25 yards, it'll pull us within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Chad Deeren, the freshman, is the holder, 46.
15-yard line, make a 25-yard field goal. Right through the middle. James Gish right on target. Does cut the lead to 8. 28-20 now. Your score with 13:15 left in this ball game.
Well, the defense had a little bit of time to rest there. The offense has now got to get the ball next and come back with a big score. See one of our sister schools there on the scoreboard, Evangel University from Missouri, lost to number 8 Midland in volleyball last night, 3-2. And today they lost to Northwestern 3-1 in volleyball. That's number 12-ranked Northwestern. It's a new feature this year where we are following some of the Assemblies of God universities around the nation.
Wish them the best in their athletic endeavors until they play us. Hey, I'm honest. I'm a realist, right?
Last week we were trailing early in the fourth quarter to Bethany 28-20. Same situation this week. Let's see what we can do to turn this around, Rob.
1 or 2 defensive stops, get the ball back in good field position, which they've enjoyed most of the second half, and punch it through again, and you're right back in this game. But you know at this point, the Yellow Jackets will run and run this ball to let that clock be content just to tick away. And it wouldn't bother them if they ran 5-6 minutes off the clock and punted if they had to. Time is now their friend. They are hungry for their second win in a long time. That ball sails through the end zone.
Chad Deering has a great leg.
Huge. Big leg.
James Gish goes out to congratulate him, and Steven Stewart. Those guys spend a lot of time together at practice. You know, those special teamers are a little different guy.
We're going to tell you about the annual Pee Wee Cheer Camp. The SAGU Cheer Team is hosting its annual Pee Wee Cheer Camp. The event will be instructed by our own SAGU cheerleaders. Campers will have the exclusive opportunity to cheer at halftime of an actual SAGU football game. That's October 12th, 9 to 12 p.m. is the camp. Ages 4 through 11, just $25 is your cost. Check it out. Back to live action here, and running play on the outside, a pickup of 2 or 3. Reserve your spot by emailing dsaros@sagu.edu or brobinson@sagu.edu. The annual Pee Wee Cheer Camp. Or just give us a call at SAGU. We'll be sure to put you in the right touch with the right folks.
That's always a highlight, the young girls of the community coming out, getting the cheer out at the field with the SAGU cheer team.
And here's Young, backs up, pass complete, now out to the 30, down the left side to the 40-yard line, pushed out of bounds. First down, Yellow Jackets. Clock is going to stop, though, in the out-of-bounds play, but chains will keep moving.
Dove is showing a great burst of speed.
No huddle offense. Young, back to pass, throws a screen, and it was over his head. That's number 80. That's Micah again. Been very active tonight, and bring up second down, 10 near midfield. Ball at the 41-yard line. Love to see the Lions hold here and get that ball back with about maybe 10 minutes left. Have a nice long sustained drive. Now here's a short screen pass, complete. First down and more now. Inside SAGU territory, down to the 38-yard line.
We're looking really slow on that side of the field. And that was just a short little flare out to Dove, a freshman. There it is again. They've got two people out in front of him.
Mott unable to give chase. He finally catches up with him, but just a well-executed play. Got to credit HBU. They have studied film on the Lions defense. They picked the right spots. And now here's a flag right near midfield, and the Jackets are walking back towards their own end zone, and it looks like the Lions have caught a break here. It's a big one, too.
They were talking to number 50, Michael Sellers.
Back it up.
Maybe it was number 55, but he was disagreeing with the call.
Oh, it's going to be backed up quite a few yards. The Jackets are back near their own 30.
They had two linemen out in front of Dove, and one of them took down the defender. Might have had to charge taxi fare because he rode him into the turf. That might have been what the call was. These three officials are talking it over. I think they're saying something about Duck Dynasty, but I'm not sure. It's pointing to Monday nights on television. Anyway, it's Roger Geis, the head coach there. This is his second season. He's a rancher out there near Brownwood.
Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Oh, they
Instagram.
Picked up the flag.
They picked it up.
That means that big gainer is going to count.
Going to stand.
Now he's going to have to explain it to Jesse Godding, who's none too pleased.
Well, who would be? You see the other team walking back 10, 20, 25 yards, and suddenly it's reversed. You want an explanation. What's going on around here?
All right, it's either a penalty or it's not. If one person says it's a hold, don't throw the flag if it isn't a hold. They picked it up, and the Jackets are now in SAGU territory at the 40-yard line, make it the 41, and the defense is going to have to come through with a play, and they're probably going to have to stuff the run to get it.
Even a field goal here really, really helps the Jackets. Puts them back up by 2 scores. And, the Jackets don't need to punch it in there. The field goal would be just fine, and they're about probably 15, 20 yards away from field goal range. You would figure.
Still got 15 seconds on the play clock.
Run right up the middle. It's going to be Dove again for a gain of 2, maybe 3. And here comes a whole new set of Yellow Jackets, 3-4 players transferring into the game, a different package.
Actually, I think they got that one to number 27, Chase Burns, right.
Yeah.
Freshman out of Houston Channelview and Sul-Ross State.
Darren Dove now back in I formation. Here comes Young, back to pass, scrambling, still got time, on his feet, throws, incomplete. Intended receiver was Joshua Kennedy out of Fort Worth, Texas, a senior. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7. And don't break if you're the Lions defense here. Get that ball back. Hopefully the punt, if the punt comes, they'll sail into the end zone.
Somebody's wide open.
And Monterey's got about a beat on it. Oh, and it's caught instead by number 86 for a touchdown. That is Savon Young Courier zipping by Mo Monterey. Thought he had the pick just out of his hands.
Monterey chipped it right to him.
Wow. The freshman from Humble, Texas, Savon Young Cormier, with an improbable touchdown against a well-trained defender, and Mo Monterey just beat on that play. And just like that, it's now about to be 35-20. The PAT is good, which was the exact score of last week's game when SAGU lost to Bethany College. And that is indeed the score, as the PAT is good. So 15-point advantage now with 11:20 left. We've seen this song before. Here it is. Mo looked like he had it right. He slowed down.
No, I don't think he did tip it.
No, he didn't tip it. I think he thought the ball was going to be short, and he slowed down.
Yeah, he eased up
to pick it up. And the ball just had a bit more air than Mo anticipated, and waiting for it.
There were 3 guys around the receiver.
He had them all beat.
Here's another replay of it. He's got past
Mo.
Van Kempen. He's got past
safety.
Mansoray. Safety's over late.
Perfect spot. And settles right in for a touchdown. Easy score. You beat your man on defense. Right there, he knows he has it. (35-20). The exact score we saw last week. Let's see if SAGU can make something special happen here on special teams. We need something to happen here, Mark.
Cormier, 86, only caught 1 pass last week. It was for a touchdown. Just did it again.
Just like the Robert Ory of his football team. Just makes big plays, makes big scores when we need it. If you're a Jackets fan.
A week ago when the offense struggled through lack of being able just to sustain any kind of a drive, the defense wore down, and you're seeing the same thing happen again. 4 touchdowns in the second half.
That drive, 7 plays, 75 yards, 1:55 off the clock. And the ball out near the 24, 25-yard line. And this is now must-score territory.
The offense,
Southwestern.
We can't be swapping touchdowns with them. When you've got an opponent that gives up points like a sieve at 44 a game, and to come out and to struggle just to score, that's not the kind of sign that you're looking for, because we certainly have the weapons.
I've not seen Golson look for McDonald downfield. Maybe he doesn't have the time. But you just got to scramble, do something to give McDonald time to get open. He's down low. And instead, Golson's going to keep it, still on his feet, down to the 33-yard line. And to me, it looks like Golson's just, again, I said it in pregame, he's not going through his reads. He's just, it's like he's giving up on the play and just trying to make something happen with his feet. And you've got to give your receivers a chance to get open. I mean, they're not going to be open a second after the snap unless it's a screenplay.
The line's got to give him more time, or he's got to be more patient to let these plays develop.
Well, here's a running play, and he's going to keep it himself around the 40, now near midfield.
Nice block by McDonald at the 45.
Two plays like that, you just ask yourself, you say, why can't we continue to do that? That's two solid plays right there. And you just have to keep the chains moving. You have to sustain the drive from beginning to end. You cannot be satisfied with 3 or 4 out.
Howard Payne will be satisfied to yield running plays to keep the clock running. They don't want to give up the home run ball.
Now here's a fake screen play, and Hopkins bounces off a couple of defenders, and he works his way down to the 41-yard line. Now, that's a nice play. You saw a fake screen pass, a fake catch, really looked like from Vinick Benton. The whole play was designed to give Hopkins a little room up the middle, and he took advantage of that. First down, oh, check that, it's second down, but just 4 to go now for Southwesterners. They are moving the ball with 9:45 left in this ball game.
Donald still getting single coverage.
Now Golson looks right, now left, airs it up.
For him.
He's got a man.
I don't know, he did? No, he didn't catch it.
The referee is saying incomplete. It was intended for
No, that was McKinley. The ball must have bounced
Trevor
first.
McKinley. It was McKinley. Hit the ground, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Well, Golson was patient on that play. He gave him time.
He did.
He had more time than he...
I'd like to see more of that. Just some wide open air field passing. You know, it was incomplete, but that's the kind of play you need to see. Now here's a 3rd and 4, big play here.
He's open right
up in the pocket,
him.
Up in the middle. Pass complete to McKinley again. He's got the first down, 25-yard line, and to move the chains. Lions are threatening now to cut into this lead, and they need to right now. Could this be for the 3rd year in a row? Another come from behind win. It's going to have to be. And it's going to be a huge deficit, the biggest deficit they faced against the Yellow Jackets. They've come from 14 behind last year. Will they do something miraculous this year? Hopkins gets the call. Pushes 2 or 3 defenders inside, down now to the 15, maybe the 14-yard line.
I think he needs to check into a phone booth and get a Superman cape after that play. Did you see him grabbing hold of it?
Just bruising people, pouncing off defenders. Now under 9 minutes left, Golson sends 3 left. Looks right, now left, got all day. He may run with it. He does run with it. He's got room, goes around left, 5 fumbles, picks it back up again.
Block by
just falls on it, and there's going to be a flag on the play. On a busted play. Golson doing what Golson does when he has the ball, finding the open space, making positive yardage happen.
Block.
But the Lions are walking back at the other end of the end zone, so it's going to come against the Purple Pride. And there it was right there. You saw the chop block right in front of Golson. And that's going to push the Lions back a handful of yards and put a damp on what now is a great drive, sustained drive inside the 20. So 1st and 10 now. 1st and 14, check that, 1st and 14 from the 18. Quick pass to McDonald. He's got room. Down to the 10. Cuts back. 5, 4, 3. Down to the 1-yard line. Mark him at the 2-yard line. Nice, nifty running after the catch from Jeremy McDonald.
He was eaten up with want-to on that one. Did you see him? He waited patiently.
Absolutely.
Let his blockers get in front of him. Then he turned on the Jets.
Look at that block from Hopkins. Put the defender on his on his fanny,
And
and
then
McDonald.
he's yearning to get the ball over the goal line.
Here we go now. First and goal to goal. Golson's going to keep it himself, and he's going to score untouched. And the Lions have another touchdown, cut the lead from 35 to 26-27, Penning to PAT. Lions back in business.
Well, I'm assuming that they're going to go for one. You might think they might go for two so that they've got a chance later.
I say you go for one now to guarantee that you do have a chance to just score a touchdown in the two-point conversion if you score again. So yes, and they will bring Gish out.
Took us a quarter and a half to add to that halftime.
Look at that run from Golson.
We're leading 20.
8:22 left. Now plenty of time. That was a pretty fast score, Mark. You got to like that. 8 plays, like I said, 35 yards, 2 minutes, 51 seconds. That is a nice time of possession needed for a drive when you're down 2 scores with really about 12 minutes left and you got the ball, maybe 11 minutes left. Here it is again. Golson reads the defense, looks, sees he's got an open gap on the left side, goes in untouched. It looks like he was looking down the middle for a quick slant pass, wasn't there. Saw the opening on the left tackle and said, I'll just take this in all by myself.
Dame got out in front. He might have just been waiting just for the lineman to get there. Dame gets
just that hesitation there opened up the left tackle side.
This Tuesday, September 17th versus Mid-American
Wow.
Christian University.
8:22
They're making
to
it
go.
interesting.
Well, the defense, which has yielded more than we would like here in the second half, has a chance now, a huge opportunity to go out and get a 3 and out and get the ball back for the offense. Which means thinking ahead, Rob. If we can get the ball back, we're going to drive, and we've got to go for 2 to force overtime.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that 2-point conversion already. A touchdown is not going to be enough. Need that plus the 2. Well, at least it's not the same score as last week. So if we do it falling short, it's not a 15-point loss. That would just be a sick feeling in the stomach to have 2 losses the same score.
At the half, we had 256 yards to Payne's 148. Right now, at this point, it's 439 for SAGU to 418 for Howard Payne. First downs are even.
270 yards of yardage just in the second half, in a quarter and a half for the Yellow Jackets. So, can the Lions put together another stop or two, hopefully one stop, get the ball back and tie this thing up with some time left on the clock? How about a special teams play? How about a fumble? How about a big play? Who's going to step up here and make something happen for the Lions? Here's the kick from Dearden. It's a good one. It sails out of play. I was talking to Coach John Allen, and he said, you know, and Gotting as well, said, you know, we're teaching these kids it's about the process more than it is about the event, making a play. You've got to stick to the process, the plan, and trust each other and not go out there and try to play solo just because something doesn't work. You've got to trust your teammates and trust the process that the coaches have put into place. And that's a learning curve that every team has to face. And the great teams gel like that. They get the chemistry of understanding the coach's process. And if the personnel is good and you stay healthy, you can have a great season. So let's see if these Lions can maintain their process that they've been assigned to as they snuff out that end around. How about that for staying in your lanes? Right there on cue, the Lions didn't panic. They stayed in their lanes and waiting for that end around with a negative gain on the play, a loss of 1 or 2. Is there's the kid Snyder again. Love these kids, the brothers. That's number 18, Dalton Snyder, the sophomore. Staying home.
Jacoby Watson is now out on the field at this corner. Number 35 getting a taste of the action. 2nd
and 12 now. Here's Dove, and he's going to get the first down and more. Gets it all back and then some. You hate to see that after a great defensive stop. They just give the ball to Dove. He pounds forward. A gain of about 12, 13, and just like that, they're snapping again to Dove. He cuts back.
I was going to say DJ Johnson got a piece of him, and then Kendall Evers come in to end that play. Our defensive line, led by Johnson,
Second down.
Ike Caston.
And now here's an injury on the field, right near where the tackle happened. Not sure what player that is, but a timeout.
That is Dove.
On the field, it is Dove. It is the running back, Aaron Dove, slow to get up and still actually on his back.
I don't know if we've got a replay of it, but Johnson grabbed a hold of him right as he went through the hole.
He's back. He's back on his feet. Just
I
shaking
think
up
he
on the
might
play.
have just landed on top of him. You've heard of a pancake block by an offensive lineman? That might have been a pancake spatula move by DJ Johnson,
So
who planted him.
Dove will take a seat on the bench. We'll take at least one play off, according to the rules of football. Brings up a second down and 6. And
Okay.
now, at what point, in your opinion, does the clock just become an outright foe for the Lions? You're down 8, 7:24. It's getting nervous time. You're not panicking yet, but you're beginning to look at the clock, hoping it slows down somehow. Now here's a fake pitch, pass complete down near the 43-yard line. A well-designed, executed play from the Howard Payne offense.
And they're lining up quick again.
By Trevor Van Kimpen. First down.
That was to Ryan Haydell.
And the Lions still send 3. Now maybe, well, they're showing blitz. They'll pull back out. That's number 40 showing blitz. Kirk White run right up the middle. Gain of 3 or 4 more yards.
No, when you go back to the beginning of camp, the area that we looked the strongest in was the defensive line, and then injuries and a few other things that came into play. Suddenly the defensive line has become a liability against the run.
Yeah.
And it's not helping that the offense is not giving them a whole lot of a break. But right now, Coach Allen is going with the same starters. Doesn't have the depth to bring in right now.
That was Chase Burns on that run as Dove remains on the sidelines.
The good news is several guys are going to be coming back in the next few weeks.
Now, there's a pass complete to 38. Leave
Got
it
the
down to the
first-
32-yard line. It does have a first down.
You asked a moment ago, when does the clock start becoming an ally of the Jackets? It's starting to look that way right now. The defense has to come up with something here because they're just knocking at the door, the doorsteps of getting into field goal range. They're at the 32.
Now another play coming in. So the no huddle, but then again, no hurry. So it's a no huddle, no hurry as we're nearing 6 minutes left. There's a pitch on the left side. Cut back down to the 22-yard line. That is Kevin Domain from Dayton, Texas. And I think that's another.
It's close. It's going to be
barely
second and 1. And
one and a half, yeah.
the defense is just not able to stop.
It just looked a step slow, Mark. Tired. Need to send 3, try to put some pressure on Young, but Young having no trouble at all reading the defense. Now handoff up the middle. First down, and the clock keeps ticking.
Ron Dove on the run.
Snyder will come out.
Tackled by Kendall Evers.
Eddie Morgan Jr. will take his place, a freshman from Venus High School, in at defensive back.
Second straight game, the defense has given up over 200 yards rushing. Very difficult to win when you're allowing another team to take it right to you. We're not lacking for effort. We're not lacking for
And
scheme.
they'll keep it on the ground. The quarterback keeper down to the 10, 5, tripped up the 5-yard line. And Young,
Richard Young
another
on the
first
run.
down, and clock keeps ticking.
Tackled by Eddie Morgan.
They add a score onto here.
First down.
It's going to be looking really shaky for a comeback. We can't keep
Done.
trading
In the
scores.
end zone. He's got a man, overthrows him. The clock is stopped there, and there's a flag on the play. That pass intended for Colby Micka, who's been active today with 2 touchdowns already for the Yellow Jackets, but there's a flag on the play.
Second down.
Coach Godding is all the way out at the official around the 12-yard line, looking for a break, because right now about the only break we're going to get is a turnover. It's
Just
like
this whole drive just looks too easy.
yeah, the defense is not lacking effort, but they look lethargic in their ability to just make a play.
And we want to give a shout out right now to the volleyball girls heading back from their tournament, going 4-0, watching right now on the bus as they travel back to Waxahachie. Congratulations, Coach Hank Moore and all the ladies watching our broadcast on the bus. Well done. We're proud to be back here at SAGU. Hurry back, and congratulations on being now 6-3 on this young season. A great, great weekend.
Well, they got a first down on the call. We didn't get the call, but they're at the 3-yard line going for the knockout punch.
And there, that's the knockout punch right there. That's another touchdown. And who else? Number 22, Davis, or Dove, on that play. Jaron Dove.
Well, it's a nice homecoming for him. You know, the drive started where we tackled them for a loss on the first play, and then after that, they ran all the way downfield.
Here it is again.
Almost riding roughshod through the defense.
Put his head down. Momentum pushes right through. Easy touchdown, and this game's just about out of reach now. You need a miracle with 4:46 left.
Giving up 41 points to Howard Payne. This is probably the most they've scored in several years.
42 now, 42-27.
He missed the extra point.
Oh, no, he did miss. Check that. He did miss it. Looked like he went through. I'm not sure it's going to matter at this point. 41, 42. It's a huge deficit to come back with just 4 minutes and 46 seconds left.
Rob, let me ask you, when you take a look at the turn of events in this game, having the lead that we did, obviously the defense has given up a lot. The offense has been sporadic at best in the second half. Is this more on the defense or is this more on the offense, do you say?
I'm going to go back to the offensive line today. I think Golson just did not have enough time to throw the ball. Maybe he was a bit nervous. The defense, we know they're banged up, so I want to give them a little bit of a break, but the offense just did not get the ball moving. 27 points is a nice score, but against this team, you should score a lot more. A team that's won one game, the last 18 times it's played a football game, and you're down this much, you have to keep pace. So I put it a bit more on the offense. I know the defense is tired, like you said, but the O-line's got to give Golson more time.
The defense did their job in the first half. Second half, the offense came out and did nothing on their first 4 possessions and allowed the other team to take control of the game and wear the defense down.
10 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes and 40 seconds knocked off the clock. And now you pretty much need a bunch of scores in a big hurry, taking it to 5, now to 10, 20, 30, full head of steam. And
Remember
that's
the start?
McDonald out of bounds around the 45-yard line.
We go back to the beginning of the third quarter when we started with great field position, 4 straight possessions, and didn't get a single first down. And in that mix, we also had 2 fumbles, and the other team then took their opportunity
And capitalized on
and
it.
capitalized. So I think I agree with you. This is about offense. Well, if we've got a chance to pull it out, Rob, we've got to score 2 touchdowns.
In a big hurry. He's got to go over there. No more running. You got to throw it and get out of bounds. There you go. Just past the first down marker, and they're going to call it a catch.
Dylan Moore.
Move the chains. Clock does stop. 4:31 left. Hopkins has run well, but he should not get the ball anymore. This needs to be pass, pass, pass. Nice little down and out from Dylan Moore. He does his job correctly.
He
Now,
was
Reed
looking
scrambling.
deep. Nope. It looked like it
Well,
should be a intentional grounding to me.
I think if he's in the pocket, though, we'll wait to see the call. Huh. Was he still in the pocket? Was he between? He's between the hash marks. Is that labeled? Is that going to be assigned as what you described, an illegal grounding?
The one official on the sideline is saying incomplete pass,
There it is.
which would
incomplete.
be the best call we
Incomplete
could get out of that.
Yes.
That was one decision where he decided to run, and nobody's open downfield. There he is looking, turns and spins one way, has another guy coming, and you know what? He did throw it.
Now here, back to live action. Golson in trouble again, throws downfield, nearly intercepted by the secondary of the Jackets, and lucky there for Golson, didn't get picked off.
He threw that one behind the receiver on the run, Victor Gonzalez.
It seems he's trying to buy time now by running. He knows the pocket's going to collapse. The O-line's not giving him the time he needs, so now he's seemingly content to rush out of the pocket the moment the ball is snapped, and he just looks hurried. He just looks rushed. He's off kilter, and you cannot move the ball when your mind isn't clear. Your mind's not at peace. His body language is not happy right now. Now they're going to give the ball up and waste a lot of time.
Not sure what happened there, but Jeremy McDonald, easily the best threat on the field, wasn't even on the field.
Chunky yardage gain, but boy, you also lose a lot of clock there. It's Hopkins again.
And it's 4th down. And if we're going to do anything, we've got to convert this play.
4th and 3. Golson looks over the defense. Jackets, they're going to blitz. Quick pass, perfect play on the blitz, and a fumble. Either way, if it's incomplete or a fumble, either way, the Jackets are going to get the ball back. Just a matter of where. Unless they ruled him down. Unless his knee hit the ground.
We have a replay of the play.
If his knee hit the ground.
Because he surely caught it because he's taking off running.
His knee hit the, let's maybe take another angle if we have it. If his knee hit the ground, he's down. Now there's the line judge saying incomplete pass. Very interesting.
Well, whatever it is, the call there, he catches it. There's the replay. Yeah, he was down. He landed, unless they just called it an incomplete pass, which is
your backside is the same as the knee. You're down. That should be a complete pass, and it should still be Lions football, but it's not. It is a Yellow Jackets football, and they're in full control of this ball game. Now content just to run the clock out right between the tackles, and that's all you're going to see, a heavy dose of in between the tackle running. Lions do have 2 timeouts left, but you're down by 2 scores, 2 touchdowns.
Like they just used one of them.
The women's soccer team was on the road this weekend.
Well, he caught McKinley with the pass over the middle. He caught it and turned. It looked like he took a couple of strides. How that's not a complete pass, I don't understand. And when he spun around, it looked like he landed on his bottom before the ball came out. Unless the official thought the ball was coming loose before he hit the ground. Didn't look that way to us.
Well, these plays happen so fast in real time. Here it is again.
Let's
take a look and see if his backside was down. He still has possession of the ball right here. He has possession, and you know what? That ball was coming loose.
Yep.
It sure was coming loose. Right before he was down, it was stripped. Right. Yep, it is loose before his backside hits.
You know
Then
what?
it's a bang call, and the refs, well, they called it incomplete, but it was a fumble.
Thank you, camera crew. You froze that action just great, and looked like the call wasn't well made at the beginning, and it looks like the official from the angle he had saw just what they showed us on the slow-mo.
The Lions will likely fall to 0-2 pending a miraculous comeback against the Yellow Jackets. Jackets will pick up their 2nd win in 18 games.
one good thing we have going in our favor is of the 11 games we have scheduled this year, Rob, 9 of them are against teams with losing records. The only teams we play that have a winning record are coming to our stadium.
Here's Dove again on the carry, and he's going to add to his 25-carry, 138-yard night with a few more yards on that play.
Last week we lost to a team that was 4-7. Tonight we're falling at the moment to a team that's 1-9 the last 2 seasons. Shades of a year ago when we lost to Austin College, and they had lost over 20 in a row. These are the teams that you have to beat.
You have to beat these teams. And now, looking at the schedule, the Lions realistically have about 4 games that they should win on their schedule. And now they're going to be hard-pressed to finish 500 for the year, beginning 0-2. Make sure you stay connected on all of our social media sites. You see there the SAGU Sports Network Facebook, the SAGU Sports Net Twitter feed, the SAGU Sports Network Instagram, as well as YouTube. Make sure you catch the War Room, our coaches show, hosted by myself. I meet with all the coaches once a week, Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on the SAGU Sports Network.
Next week we'll face another team, Haskell University, that was 1-9 season ago. So we have a great chance to get off the schneid now. You know, when this season started and we were looking so optimistic, I don't think anybody would have thought we would start the year off at 0-2.
Well, Bethany would be a tough game. We knew that. But honestly, you had to be looking at a W here tonight. When you look at the schedule when it comes out, and it's not going to be a W tonight. It's going to be another loss. So the Lions will be 0-2 with, like I said, about 4 games that they should win. So if that plays out, they'll end up 4-7, 11 games on the schedule this year. So they would need to win at this point 2 games they're not favored to win in order to secure their first winning season. There can be no 500 season this year, Mark. It's an 11-game season, so it's either going to be a 5-6, a 6-5 if they kind of flirt with that 500 mark. So right now you're in a big, big hole at 0-2.
At 0-2 after playing both of them at home. The next 3 games are all on the road. Well, volleyball, big home opener. We want a big crowd out for that. The Mid-America Christian University Evangels, who are off to a 2-6 start, facing the Lady Lions, who've won 6 in a row. By the way, I don't know if you heard this. In the match against College of the Ozarks the other night, we had lost the first 2 games, and in the 3rd game, Cassie Cox, who's a big hitter, goes hustling and wood surfing, diving to save a rally. And as she did so, it so energized the team. They came storming back and actually won that game to avoid being eliminated, and then won the next 2 and beat College of the Ozarks 3-2. Cassie Cox, way to go. And then, of course, the other 2 big hitters, Jessica Sodich had a great tournament, and Taylor Calverley set the table and did a wonderful job. And Hank Moore's team, did their usual great job on defense. And
add to that, recently Cassie Cox just registered her 1,000th kill, a member of the 1K club in the NAIA. Congratulations to Cassie on that achievement.
And Jessica Sodich got her 1,000th, and of course Taylor Calverley become the all-time leader in assists. So big numbers weekend for the team.
Watch out for these Lady Lions this year. They are going to sneak up on you. Hank Moore's got something cooking.
Well, they're 6-3.
He's cooking something.
6-3, and all those games have been on the road. So Tuesday night would be a great time.
Like you said, we need a huge crowd out there. We need a big, big crowd to support these Lions. They work so hard to put a good product on the floor. They do it every year. And so come on out here, support your Lady Lions as they look to go 7-3. And time is going to run out here in the field here at Lumpkin Stadium as the players line up to shake hands. And the Howard Payne University Yellow Jackets will come away with a 41-27 victory here tonight in Waxahachie, dropping the Lions to 0-2 on the season.
They scored 34 points in the second half. Lions come through with just 7, and a loss that they'll be shaking their heads with over on this for some time.
We will be right back with some post-game thoughts and comments and hopefully an interview down at the sideline. Your final score, 41-27. Stay tuned for more post-game right here on the SAGU Sports Network. To Lumpkin Stadium here, your final score, 41-27. Not the result we were looking for here at Lumpkin Stadium.
Well, I think you're right. I casting a lot of tackles. Can't get my ear thingy right. I had taken it off when the match was over with. Thank you so much.
Look at some final
I
stats
casting
here.
with 9 tackles and Snyder with about a dozen.
First downs, HPU 29, SAGU just 22. And you mentioned the yards that they stacked up in the second half. Triple their output basically in the first half. Adjustments were made. Defense wore down. Our offense didn't give Golston time he needed, and it results in another loss for the Lions.
Well, you take a lead at the half like the Lions had, and then turn right around and give up 34 points in the second half. Freshman quarterback and the defense turned into be very porous, especially once they got tired. The offense knew they were going to have to come through tonight against a defense that most people put up a lot of points on. They gave up almost 70 points in one game last year, but maybe they're improved.
Young threw 17 of 29 for 230 yards, his long 67. Golson 12 of 22 for just 124. His long was 47. Was sacked once. Both quarterbacks sacked one time. And you look at some of the tackles. Look at that. Dalton Snyder beat everybody out. 12 tackles. He had 4 at the break, ended up with 12. Your man, Kendall Evers, 10 tackles. And then Caston, we just mentioned, with 9. Dylan Snyder, his brother, 8. So some good efforts from the defense. Again, I kind of put this on the offensive line today.
Well, the defense racks up a lot of tackles because they were out on the field.
Sure.
And after holding them to, meager yards in the first half, they took a few extra possessions. Those 2 fumbles early in the second half, and 4 straight great possessions, and turning it over twice did the team in.
Next week, you'll bring the sight and sounds, or just the sounds to us from Haskell. Up there in
Lawrence, Kansas. Our first audio broadcast. That way this season you can either watch all the home games or listen on the road. We'll be doing some of that for basketball and baseball as well.
But be sure to join us for a live broadcast this Tuesday, 7 p.m. at the Schaefer Center. Your volleyball Lions in action against Mid-America Christian University. I think it's the Crusaders. Is that right? The Evangels.
The Evangels.
And make sure you check out our social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, for all the latest on this game and other sports. And until Tuesday night, this is Rob Price for Mark Ward, our entire crew, saying thanks for watching. Till next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace.